Hello. Well, a couple of years ago, if you were driving along Sukhumvit Road, you will have seen massive placards in the central reservation advertising high-end condos for sale. But nobody could have anticipated what was going to happen in the next 24 months. As a result, many of those condos haven't been built. But today we've came down to one in Jomtien at the very end of Jomtien Beach for one that has. It's called Royale Beach. Okay, now joining me is the man who is the face behind Royale Beach. He is the chairman of Weiss Power Land, Eric Lai. Eric, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Paul.
Good, good. Well, thanks for inviting us here today. We're sitting here in a beautiful unit that you have, and we're on the 29th floor, right?
That's right.
Wow. I have to say, I find it, if I go out onto the balcony, for me, I get a bit of vertigo. But it's Saturday morning, so maybe that's Friday night that makes me feel like that. Okay, Eric, Royale Beach, this has been a project really that started about 5 years ago, really. You got the land 5 years ago.
We got the land back in 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, and then immediately after that, I remember we built a mock-up showroom on the beachfront here. And a few months later, then we started pre-selling at the same time with construction.
Okay, okay. Now you've got, I think people would know that Royale Beach, the tower, and we're sitting here in the tower, but you've got two other phases to it, which we can talk about in a moment. So the tower itself, I guess, is phase one or project one, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So when was that completed?
The tower itself was completed back in a year and a half ago.
Okay.
That's when we started to transfer the titles of individual units to the unit buyers.
To the buyers, okay. So with your buyers, are you finding that these are people who, are they investors, or are they people who want to come here on holiday or live here?
Yeah, I would say now, after I myself trying to help to deal with my customers, actually most of them become our friends already.
Of course, well I can imagine,
and
yes.
From what I figure out, I think it's around 70% of them, they are themselves end users. Okay. And then maybe 30% of the units being sold to some of our customers who bought more than one unit.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, some of them bought 2 units, some of them bought 3 units. You know.
And within those, and I'm just asking generally, is that predominantly Thai investors, or
no,
a bit of a mix?
From this phase, because initially our strategy was to market this tower to the expats. We have mainly actually Europeans, buyers from UK, buyers from the Scandinavian countries, and some Americans. Okay. Surely they are Thai buyers. Okay. And quite interesting. Most of the Thai buyers they are buyers of the we call the large size units in here.
Okay. All right. Now, condos are, well, they're everywhere in Pattaya now. I mean, who would have guessed that 15 years ago we would have had so many condos? And I said we're here on the 29th floor, but the tower actually goes up to 35. So it's a high-rise tower, but it's a high-end product, isn't it? With the price tag to match, to be fair.
Yes.
So what would you say are the key selling points for Royale Beach?
Key selling points, really, we're selling lifestyle. When I came across this land, the location actually convinced me. We are just right at the end of the Jomtien Beach Road, and the big difference of the land here and the land north of the Jomtien Beach Road, we do not have a road. separating our land from the beach. The beach is actually like a private beach to this land, whereas 90% of the other land in Pattaya, they are facing, even you call them beachfront land, they are facing the beach road rather than the beach.
That they got across, right?
And then and also this location is so close to the center. You know, take a few minutes back to the areas where we have superstores, all the entertainment areas, nice restaurants, and even clinics, hospitals, international schools. So all very, very convenient.
Okay.
And then at that time when we started the project, we did quite a good survey, and we looked into what were available in the market, and we were convinced actually that after 1997 financial crisis, there had not been any new projects which aimed at the high end of the market being built.
Sure.
And we were checking those the second-hand sales of that type of accommodations. The price they were rising quite rapidly, and then almost most of the condominium projects at the high end built must be by now like 16 years ago. At that time, they were most of them fully sold. So we were convinced there was a pending demand on this market, and that's why we decided to go for high end.
And when was that? I mean, obviously it was prior to you buying the land, but a year or 2 years before that, or when? How many years ago did you get this idea?
That's the. I myself, I'm quite familiarized with Pattaya, mainly because even for a year and a half, I have been leasing an apartment in the Closey Beach area.
Okay, so you had your finger on the pulse, right?
For my weekend, weekend, we came over here for relaxing, and so we just. While we came here regularly, I just felt at home. There's good potential here.
Okay. Now you mentioned that the financial crisis. Now with any kind of project of this size, or even for smaller developers, there can be some unforeseen problems, and it would be fair to say that Royale had a couple of those as well, because I remember we came to see you a couple of years ago, and it was things were nearly reaching completion, and then it kind of went a bit quiet for you, and there was obviously a change within the company. Would you like to, which I'm sure affected business, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. I think the financial crisis has affected to different degree most of the projects in here, and we are. I can say that we are quite lucky in a way that we've been able to complete the phase one back in almost 2 years ago.
Sure.
Whereas most of our competitors, they still who've been advertising and promoting the projects at the same period. Most of them they're still to be built, and however, the things didn't go 100% smooth.
They never do.
And they never do. And we could not anticipate the fact that towards the completion of this tower, our main contractor at that time itself went into financial trouble.
Okay.
So we had to halt the project for a while, and then change the contractor.
Okay.
And then after that, we used a combination of another local contractor, which I myself had used before, and we could trust in the quality control, and then also we reinforce our supervision down here. And then by doing that, that we've been able to finish.
Sure. So
the remaining part of this phase one.
Phase one. Okay. So you managed to get phase one finished, just a little bit beyond
phase
the time.
Phase one finished, plus all the infrastructure and basically the structural elements of phase 2 and phase 3.
Okay, well, let's
finish back in 2 years ago.
Okay, well, let's talk about these other phases that you have, because I know that you have this concept, and it's quite an unusual concept that you have, because you've got these low-rise. Well, it's not quite a condominium, it's not quite a villa, but they're the properties that take us down onto the beach. So tell us about them and why you did them that way.